I think it's time for Julie. It's
Good
National
morning.
Repeat Day. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. I had no idea, actually.
Really?
Yeah, why do we come up with stuff like that? Is it there's not enough to do in day-to-day life, we have to come up with stuff like that?
Well, no. So a friend just texted me who's watching and said that it takes actually an act of Congress to make a national day.
Wow.
So what I said in response to that is, didn't the members of Congress have something better to do than make up national days like National Repeat Day,
Right.
National Running Day? How about get something done on immigration? How about tax reform? How about there's important stuff? How about terror? How about the Patriot Act? There's things you should be doing in Congress instead of making national days. But anyway.
I'd love that to be repeated
Off
to
the
Congress.
soapbox.
Off the soap. Are you sure?
No, let me get
All
up
right.
on it
Well,
again.
I'll tell you what. While you're stepping off your soapbox, Sepp Blatter, the president of FIFA, stepped aside. That's right, 4 days after he proudly accepted a fifth term as FIFA's president, Sepp Blatter has officially resigned. And it was only about 1 week after U.S. federal agents arrested 14 high-ranking soccer and sports marketing officials in connection to a massive corruption scandal that the money trail finally burned a path to Blatter's top assistant and therefore made his seat just too hot, even if it was newly reassigned by the majority of international soccer leaders. Blatter now, who had been vocally supported by Russia's president, Vladimir Putin, had, along with Putin, called into question the U.S. motives in leveling some 47 corruption charges after their 3-year investigation by the FBI. They claimed that it was highly politicized and baseless. But the fact that Russia's 2018 World Cup bid is now in question, well, that might be among the reasons that Putin was so quick to dismiss the validity of these weighty corruption charges, as did Blatter. They tried to act like it was no big deal. But if you're wondering why this is such a massive story, it's because A, soccer is the world's most watched sport, of course, but more importantly, it's highly politicized internationally. And corruption had been a part of the picture for decades, until the U.S. stepped in anyway and federal agents made their arrests. Now, there's still a lot more to come as a new president will be put in place in December, and we'll let you know how that will impact the international soccer community and, of course, our own U.S. soccer community. And the Women's World Cup begins the end of this week. Meanwhile, the French Open continues, but it will do so without 17-time Grand Slam winner Roger Federer. He was beaten straight sets yesterday by fellow Swiss Stan Wawrinka. Federer had won 14 of their previous 16 matches, but it all came to an end yesterday. Now, today is one of the most incredible quarterfinal matches you'll find in any Grand Slam, potentially ever. Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal face off this morning, 7 a.m. Djokovic had a tough time getting past the Frenchman, while Nadal and American Jack Sock battled it out. But Nadal is the defending champ. He has won 9 of the previous 10 French Opens and is, get this, 70-1 in the past decade. So, can the top player in the world, Djokovic, dethrone the top clay court player of all time? We will find out today. Meanwhile, KMIR has your coverage of the French Open starting right here tomorrow. 11 a.m. you'll find the women's semifinals. Thursday, Friday, it'll be the men's semifinals. And then Saturday and Sunday, we've got the finals right here on KMIR. And that's it for sports, brought to you by Legal Docs by me, Dan.
All right. Thank you much.
You're welcome.
Thank
Can
you
I
much.
repeat that whole thing? Because it was a lot of fun.
We might have some more news to do and weather.
Okay.
We cannot repeat
News and
sports.
weather. Okay.
Yeah, 24 minutes past the hour. It's Wellness Wednesday. We got that coming up.